Hey guys, this is Jimmy from Primer Is Best, and I'm at the assisted living facility where my mother-in-law is at. The Veterans Administration is talking to Mrs. PIB, my wife, and my mother-in-law about something. So I just kind of stepped out of the way and just come outside here for just a minute. It's a pretty day, but it's kind of hazy, I guess, from all the smoke from Canada, I think they said. Well, we got some rain coming anyway, as usual. But I was going to ask you, well, I'm just going to tell you, trying to figure out how to really start the video. Let me start out by saying I've been married 3 times. I'm on my 3rd wife, Mrs. PIB. She's a keeper. But now my first wife I think I got married in 1978. I think that's right. And what you're going to see some pictures at the end of this video of I used to have my 1947 Chevrolet Stylemaster. And before my first wife and I were married, we had conversations and stuff about marriage and stuff, and I said, let's make sure we don't owe any bills for nothing, because we're starting out from scratch, we'd bought some used furniture. We were living in an apartment building, and I knew money was going to be tight, because I'm always trying to prepare for the worst, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So I asked her, I said, do you owe anything? She worked at a department store. I'm not going to say the name, but clothing store, whatever. And I said, do you owe anything? And she said, no, I don't owe for nothing. Because I was wanting to pay, everything off if she did, because I don't want to go into marriage, getting used to, living with her and her with me and all that kind of stuff. That goes on, insurance and this, that, and the other, unexpected bills that you might not be thinking about. And it was my first time to get married as well as hers. So, no children involved. Thank the Lord for that. But anyway, we got married and went to the mailbox one day and discovered that, ta-da, she did owe some money, quite a bit, to a charge card that she had at the department store. And before all that happened, I had bought the 1947 Chevrolet Stylemaster car. I'll tell you a little bit about it. As you're looking at the pictures, it didn't look like that when I bought the car. It was black. It was a barn find, actual barn find, in a county near to me. And had 90,000 actual miles. Is 80 or 90,000? I think it was 90,000 actual miles. The 6-cylinder engine and transmission worked, but it didn't have no brakes. And I didn't know how to do brake jobs. But I thought, I'm going to grab the car, or I'm going to buy the car, and just hang on to it a little bit at a time. Maybe get the brakes fixed and tires and this, that, and the other. It had been sitting in the barn for years. But the old motor, the 6-cylinder and stuff, run good. It just didn't have a lick of brakes. So I give $300 for the car. And I know y'all's thinking, well, $300 ain't bad, but back then, 1978, that was quite a bit of money to me, to somebody like me. Like I said, I was kind of on my own, and I got the car. Well, then I found out my wife at the time, my first wife, owed all this money. It's way over $1,000, and like I said, $300 is a lot of, to me today, is a lot of money. But anyway, make a long story short, I worked at a facility I worked at a factory. I had a friend of mine that worked in maintenance, and I told him, I said, I've got an unexpected bill come up. I said, would you want to buy my Chevy? Because he was into older stuff like I was. Still am. But anyway, He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm just going to sell it to you for what I got in it. I said, I give $300 for it. I said, if you'll give me $300, it's yours. But I said, if you ever get ready to sell that car, let me know. I said, I might be in a position where I can buy it back. And so he bought it, and this guy was a classic hoarder. He had stuff all over the place. They said you couldn't hardly, it's like a pig trail walking through. And I tried to, I know that guy. I've known him for 40 plus years, and I kept asking him periodically. I said, would you please sell me that car back? It's just sitting there, not doing nothing, just sitting there. He wasn't going to do nothing with it. And I said, I'd like to get it back up on its feet. And he never would sell it to me. He never would sell nothing to anybody, nothing. He would buy stuff. I used to frequent a junkyard, and they knew him really well. And I told the owner of the junkyard, I said, that's my buddy that comes down here. And he said, Jimmy, that's my name, Jimmy. He said, Jimmy, he said, this guy just buys stuff for no reason. They said, he's just a hoarder. Said, I've been to his house, and you can't hardly walk in it. I mean, it's just a pig trail full of parts and whatnot. Anyway, cars, he had cars, trucks. You couldn't even see them. I mean, they were so growed up. My old car, my 47, was one of them. So when you look at the pictures, keep that in mind. It looked 100% better when I had it. But anyway, it never did move. It just sat there. I'm sure the motor's locked up good and tight by now. 40 years later. Anyway, I tried to buy the car back a bunch of times. I finally just gave up. And then my buddy passed away that bought my car. He passed away, had a heart attack, and hang on. Sorry guys, I had to change locations. A patient came out, and I don't want to get him on video. Anyway, he died of a heart attack. He was a few years older than me, and he died of a heart attack, unfortunately. And I mean, I really liked the guy. He was a real good guy. So it's come up, my 47 Chevy Stylemaster. I seen it on Facebook yesterday by accident. I was just kind of scrolling through. My wife went into the bank to do something for her mother, and I was just kind of sitting there in the car, and I found it. I hadn't seen it in years. Boy, it sure has went downhill quick. Of course, sitting outside 40 years. The paint's about gone, chrome is missing, headlights busted, got a bullet hole in it. Wouldn't like that when I got it. Anyway, I don't know why he wouldn't sell me the car back. Like I said, we never had a crossword between us. We always got along really well, just cutting up, having a good time, making the most of everything. Anyway, I hate he passed away. I think about him often. But I was really surprised to see this car on Facebook Marketplace. So I hope somebody gets it that will treat it good. I had the title. It's a one-owner car, if I recall. And like I said, it was a true barn find, and it looked so much better when I had it. Needed work, of course, but brakes and stuff. But it was it had made a good car. Anyway, sometimes you marry the wrong people. And as soon as I don't know, but as soon as she told me, when I found out she'd lied to me, I don't know. Sometimes you just marry the wrong one, or they're not truthful to you, and that's not a good sign in a marriage, is it? Anyway, I won't get into all that. Sometimes you meet the wrong girlfriend. Sometimes you marry the wrong people. And, even though I discussed everything, tried to make everything good, make sure we're starting off on the right footing, it didn't work out. So about a little over 2 years later, we were divorced. And part of it was because she was working on days and I was working 10-hour second shift, 3 till 2. That's what it was. Then I was off on Fridays, but most of the time I worked Fridays just to pay bills. But anyway, Sometimes other people come into the picture that you're not aware of, so that's the name of that tune. But anyway, please look at the pictures. Hope you enjoyed looking at them, and I hope that old car goes to a good home. It was a good car back in the day. Thanks for listening to me. I just wanted to share this a little bit with you, and hope y'all's having a blessed day today. I've got a very good wife now, Mrs. P.I.B. And thanks for watching, guys. God bless y'all, and hope the Lord's watching over you. You're watching Primer at His Best. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate it. Let me know if you've had the same kind of experience. And also, I'm on Facebook, Primer at His Best, and Instagram, Primer at His Best. Appreciate y'all listening to me, and hope you enjoy the pictures, and God bless each and every one of y'all. Glad to be alive, glad to be here today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Catch y'all in the next one. See y'all later.